Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our YouTube channel, Becoming a ROS Developer here at The Construct. My name is Rodrigo, and I'm back with our student Hernando, who just presented the ROS 2 Basics in 5 days course project. And now he's going to show us what you did for another course, ROS 2 Navigation in 5 days. This is going to be, again, implemented on a real robot. And but now, instead of the basics, we're going to see how he implemented autonomous navigation on a real robot. So, hi, Hernando. Welcome back.
Hello.
All right.
Zach.
So, you know the drill, Hernando. Whenever you want, you can start sharing your screen and basically showing us how you've accomplished your project.
Thank you very much.
Great.
So, okay. Can you see the share screen?
I can see your screen now.
Okay. So the first things first here. The step 0 actually is creating a map, which I'm positively it's already here, which is in the mapping config. So before this, I already created a map using the real robot and turn it into a PGM using the cartographer package. And now I'm going to run the promise to just to run. So I have the config.
Oh, nice. Instead of having to make it every time.
Yes, I got it right here. No. Okay, so yeah, this is the custom config that I already pre-made with the map also. So next, I'm going to run the localization.
So if you already built it, you don't have to rebuild it.
Okay.
Unless you change something. So
localization, launch the py. So
we see some things here now.
Yeah, so that is the okay. So everything's checked. Map. I have a map here. So let's go to robots.
At this point, you haven't localized it yet.
Yeah.
So you're actually, I think AMCL is actually waiting for your initial position. Correct?
Yes, so I just want to make sure that I have the particle cloud. So
I see what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yes. Yeah, there we go. So this is the initial. So this is not localized yet. So the one way that I did to localize it is just make it spin in place. So maybe I can just minimize this a bit so we can see how it slowly change into where it think it is. So
right, it's starting to line up.
Yeah, it's starting to align more and more.
It's even better if you rotate it both ways, by the way. So go the other way, you'll see like kind of fixes the other part of it. This is good enough. So now we know it's localized well enough.
Yeah. It's already localized now.
I don't know why you can't see the particle cloud, but
can't see the particle cloud to the flat, I think.
Maybe the QoS, but don't worry about it. The idea is that at the beginning, there's going to be these particles all spread out because the robot doesn't know where it is. Now they're together. But I can see that
Mm-hmm.
it's localized because it lined up with everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So well, that's the part one, and
Mm-hmm.
then for the part two is moving to a specific spot. So for the specific spot, I measured it. So I use the real robot to move around the arenas.
Uh-huh.
So the three spot is we have the construct logo here, which we label as corner one.
Uh-huh.
And the crosswalk here is we label this as a pedestrian.
Mm-hmm.
And the one corner across the corner one is actually our corner two, which just
The opposite.
across the opposite. So our main goal here is to make it to able to move to each one of these label, not sequentially, but we want it to able to move to
Right.
specific spot that we pick autonomously. So okay, see, let's do. I'm gonna initialize the ROS to launch the path planning and the path planning server. Okay, okay. Now on the other tab, I'm going to run the client. So
Mm-hmm.
uh, gonna get the ROS to launch and move actions. So, oh, sorry, path planning, move action server launch client. So here I predetermined that on this action one, I wanted to move to the pedestrian, if I believe, either pedestrian or its client corner one. So I wanted to move forward to this. Hmm. Waiting for
Okay.
actions. Oh, everything done. Oh, we have an error.
Map server. Okay.
Yeah,
So this AMCL, okay, AMCL you don't have to
yeah.
worry about because it's already localized. So let's look at
Hmm.
your other, the first path planning launch you
Okay,
have here.
so yeah.
Look,
Oh,
there's
yeah.
an error
I
there.
have a
Try again.
like.
Just launch it again.
Oh,
Sometimes
so
to, oh, I know what you're doing. I know what's happening. In
oh,
both launches, you have a map server, right?
oh. I
So
think
you have
it's
to
fine.
sort of decide.
Yeah,
Uh huh.
maps. Oh,
No, I mean in your path planning server and in
mhm.
your localization, and your path
Oh,
planning launch and in your localization launch, I think in both places you have a map server, and that's why
yeah.
they step on each other's toes.
Okay, so probably because of I edited some part of the code which I shouldn't have.
Oh, don't worry.
Okay, I'll just edit some. Yeah. So yeah.
But it's gonna be tricky because you need to be
Mm-hmm.
localized before
Uh,
you launch
yeah.
the. Yeah, yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
remove it
Mhm.
here. Oh,
Oh,
and
really?
look, you're launching everything. No, no. Look, if you
Mhm.
keep going,
Oh, yeah.
you're launching everything. So
Mhm.
kill the previous one, you know?
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So this is the MCL. Okay. So I kill this one. Let me just go back here. Relaunch this one.
Mm-hmm.
And I think at this point it's already localized.
Yes.
Hmm.
No, because now it's. Oh,
No, it's the global cost. Activating, checking. I'm waiting for transform for baseline to
Yeah,
map.
that means that something went wrong in the AMCL. So
Oh,
because the map to
okay.
the base link, um, that's the AMCL. So
Yeah.
maybe it's waiting for you to actually localize it again.
Hmm. This did not happen before, but that's
Okay, yeah, no, I'm just
hmm, it's tricky. So this one we cannot do it because the other one is off. So let me just shut this one down. Uh, go back to this one. And we try to localize it. Again. See here.
well, you might have to relaunch Arvis. I don't trust Arvis to catch new things coming on. So yes.
Save the conflict. Oh, okay, our base is off. Okay, so file the recent conflict. Okay. Mm,
Now it should appear. There we go.
now it should appear. Okay, beautiful. Oh,
But don't you have to give it an initial pose?
yeah. Okay, got that one. So, oh, that's one way.
That's good enough. So now you have
Okay.
to have a way to launch your path planning without running either the map server or the localization, so things go right.
See, it was two. And was to launch path planning. And
I believe you're gonna have the same thing. Oh,
oh,
okay. No, this is your client.
uh,
So you're waiting
yeah, this is my
now.
client.
Okay, okay. So from what I saw, you're doing it really quick, so it's hard for me to see. From what I saw, if you try and launch the path planning launch file that you did in the first place, you're gonna have the same
Mhm.
issue in there, right? Because in
Yeah.
that launch
Mhm.
file, you have the same
Oh,
stuff that is localizing.
oh, I think it conflict because the goal actually here it's the goal is actually sent but it's rejected. I think
Yeah,
because
but it's rejected because you don't have anything to accept that.
yeah,
You launched AMCL. You didn't launch NAV2
yeah.
yet.
So can kill the MCL now since it's already localized.
But this will cause it to be
Oh,
unlocalized again. So that's why I'm saying
hmm, yeah.
if you just launch the path planning launch file that has the map server, AMCL, everything. Show it to me. Open your IDE,
Okay. Yeah.
then go to
Mhm.
your
So
launch.
yeah, this is the launch server.
Okay, let's see what
Everything.
nodes you're launching. You're launching the map
The map
server,
server, MCL,
controller server,
controller,
plan.
planner, and the
Okay,
behavior, BT navigator, and the life cycle
okay.
manager.
And in here, you're seeing you're launching all of them one after the other. Okay.
Mhm.
So my point is, if you do ROS2 launch, whatever your package is, and then path
Mhm.
planning server.launch.py, open Arvis, localize it, and then run the client, it should work. So in
Okay.
here, don't
Mhm.
run the localization anymore. Just run this one
Mhm. Okay.
because this one has the
So,
localization.
oh, quick. The this one will be here. So
Yes,
the
just
path
this.
planning, yeah, just this one.
Just this. Of course, it's going to be, oh, I don't know where my map to base link is because you still haven't localized it. So what you need to
Mhm.
do now is give it an initial pose again.
Okay. So, Argos,
Eh,
initial pose.
There we go. Now the terminal should say something else. Exactly. because now AMCL made that connection,
Mm-hmm.
and then your cost maps and everything nav2 related found that, and everything went okay. So if you ask the client, it's very unlocalized right now, though. So it might try and
Yeah.
but it will try. It will try it.
Mhm. Let's just wait
There we go.
yeah,
Now
I'm
it's
moving too
perfect.
fast.
Yeah. No, I mean,
Yeah, so I think this is good enough.
that's good. That's good. It's gonna find its way.
So now,
So look, now it found the thing.
yeah, but
Maybe
why
it's
is it
trying to get
unloading?
around it. So if you go back to the other terminal, you're gonna see some output of what
Yeah,
happened. You see? So
run
for whatever
space,
reason, it failed. Maybe get it away from
cost
the
map.
wall.
Oh, oops. I
That's
think
fine.
this should be fine. Um, yeah. Uh, so make another request. Oh, spin collision ahead. No cost map.
Cosmap is not available, so that is definitely an issue. The
Oh,
cost map, we would need to know which cost map.
yeah, the global cost and the local cost map. It should be here. Where's my config? Yeah, recovery action.
Yeah, and I see
Mm,
your parameters there. The local cost map config is probably controller.yum, and the global cost map is planner server.
mhm. Hmm. Sure, let's edit it.
I'll tell you what, Hernando, try it one more time. Control
Mhm.
C this terminal.
The server?
Yeah, everything. Yes, all
Okay,
the
yeah.
nav2. Just launch it again. Because if you didn't change anything, this should work.
Mm.
Okay, now it's asking, where am I? Where am I? Where am I? So you need to go to
And
Arvis,
go to ROS. Let's give it a
set a
post
pose.
destination. The post, try to localize it.
Then how about this? Right now, navigation's supposed to be running, right?
Yeah,
We're ready to send that goal.
yeah, we're
So
ready
I'll
to
tell
send
you,
it
I'll
to
tell
go.
you what though. Before we do that, so we can cut
Mm-hmm.
out what can be going wrong, just send the goal through Arvis. Don't do it through your terminal.
Okay,
So in
yeah.
Arvis, you can
So
send
to the
yes.
goalposts.
Exactly.
And it facing there.
There we go.
And let's see.
Okay.
Yeah, so okay, I think I messed something up there. Ah,
No, this is good because I
mhm.
can I can explain my thought process, and this is a perfect example of how ROS can start getting like very confusing very quickly. Okay, so you see what I did there. First, I tried to identify what the issue was, and we found that we were doing two launch files,
To launch file.
and the same nodes, well, not all, but some of the nodes were replicated in both launch
Mm-hmm.
files. Now, this is a personal thing, but here in the
Mm-hmm.
construct, we emphasize that in order to be able to be easier debug because of these
Mm-hmm.
situations, we always like to separate as much as we can. So
Okay.
I do not recommend putting all the launches together, because if something goes wrong, it's going to be impossible to find out what it is. Now,
Okay.
because of this, we saw this happening, and I said, hey, let's do a normal goal to see if your nav stack is working. We can confirm that it is because it
Yeah, I think
accepted the
so.
goal. So then that
Mm-hmm.
leads me to believe one thing, that either you have the coordinates for the simulation,
Mm-hmm.
and when you are trying to call the client with that label, it's looking for some coordinates that don't exist in here, because this is the real scenario.
Yes.
So
Mm-hmm.
that could be one thing, or the other thing, that something else went wrong. My theory would be further confirmed if you try again the client, because we know now that
Mm-hmm.
the
The
nav2
the
works.
post work. Yeah. So, go here.
So the client should make it work. Look, and you see how it's saying
Yeah.
receiving spin. So that's the issue, I'm pretty
Mm-hmm.
sure.
Yeah, I think so too.
Uh huh.
Because yeah, it's clear now. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Uh huh. So if you were to, I don't know, you have another saved, right? Another spot saved.
Yeah.
So in this client, you're sending it to a corner or something. Just change it.
Yeah.
So
So
your IDE.
here. So
Uh huh.
default value is one. So I'll change it to corner. Oh,
Corner two or
gesture.
pedestrian. Yeah.
Sure.
Now you actually
So
have to
say
build.
kill.
You don't kill. Okay, that's
Oh,
fine. No, yeah, that's fine.
uh, yeah. Okay. So call build. So source install setup dot batch. Okay. So this
Mm-hmm.
pay localize. Where's the button here?
We didn't see it happen.
Oh,
So kill Arvis,
start
launch
with
it again.
this. Yeah,
Yeah,
this
that's
two. Open the con. Okay. So yeah.
well. You're not gonna see the map until you relaunch that path planner launch.
Oh, launch. Okay. So we are here.
You might have clicked the wrong one. I didn't see.
Put estimation.
All right.
Home. Okay. Hmm, it's not running. So let me just kill this
Make
to
sure all your other terminals aren't running something.
okay, this one, kill this one, kill this one. This one is killed. This one is specifically for
All right. Yeah.
RVS. So yeah, go here. Server.
I don't see the map frame now. So if
Yeah.
you try and set a 2D post estimate, it's not going to work now.
Mhm.
Try it. Try it.
Mm.
All right. So here we encountered another issue that not sure what
Yeah.
it is.
So let me try the localization. No, it doesn't work too. Huh. This is first. Mm, Nothing's running here. Just close this. Hmm.
Yeah, I don't know what might be going on. I could recommend one thing, just one last thing we can try. Close all those windows. Close them.
Yeah.
All right. Now
Mm.
make sure the robot moves.
Is it? I think
Okay.
it's not moving.
So that's definitely an issue. And I think it's because it's 3:54 p.m. So can you try just one more try, and then if
Mhm.
not, we'll just move on. And this might take a while, but you have to disconnect from the robot and connect again.
Okay, so
See, we have 16 seconds left, so it's going to be difficult to show it. But
yeah.
anyways, all
Mhm.
right, let's wrap up here. So do you mind stopping sharing your screen, Hernando? Okay, cool.
Mhm.
All right, so great. Cool. So let's think about what we went through, all right? So
Yeah.
we
Mm.
made sure that your nav2 stack was up and running and it was good
Yeah, it's good.
because we sent that goal to
And
the
it's moved.
exactly. But there's two things that
Yeah.
are still missing. Um, Not missing, but there's two things that I have questions on. First,
Yeah.
and you might have to reshare your screen here. So, how did you record those spots?
Okay, so the way I record the spots is I use manually. I use the AMCL post, which I use a ROS2 topic. I echo it to see the post and its covariance, and then I take the X, Y, and the orientation, which is the data, the variable data. So, as the post that I'm going to record as the label. So, uh,
Okay, okay, and then you do the action client with that
with the
heart.
specific label. Yeah. Mhm.
Okay, so in this scenario, one thing to do quicker and not have to change something, compile and try it again would be a way to be able to input those strings as opposed to having them hard coded in your client, so you can test, right? Because again, my guess here was that those coordinates weren't a
In
part
the real
of
world.
this real map. That's my guess. What's happening here? So that's why we couldn't see it. Um,
Yeah, because I think that's might be the biggest possibility because I tried it mostly on simulation wise,
mhm.
and uh, I think that's one of the main cause because for a fact that I did not double check it like precisionly on each uh, label.
Yeah,
So I think that might be one of the cause. I
yeah.
agree with that.
I do think so. And because it's very, because once you start, so the transfer map to autumn is done when you start mapping. So depending on where you start mapping, that's going to be your 000. You probably did not map in the same spot for the simulation and the real robot. It would be a huge coincidence because you would need to have,
Yeah.
you know, how every time you run the simulation, the robot's in the same spot. So you probably just ran it there. Every time you connect
Mhm.
to the robot, it's going to be in a different spot.
Yeah.
So that zero
True.
zero zero changes. So that
Change.
relative movement changes. So that's very important, especially from when you're switching to
Real. Yeah.
from simulation to real world. And let me
Mhm.
tell you something else. You might want to adapt this map. You might want to edit it for whatever
Mhm.
reason. you have to be very aware of those things if you do that, edit it or something, because it will mess up the coordinate system and it won't know where it's sent. So that's my guess. Of
Mhm.
course, I saw that you were indeed recording those spots. It would be very difficult for you to just type them out manually. So I know you actually did it, and that the one last step was the one we missed. But
Yeah. Mhm.
I other than that, I want to congratulate you, Hernando. It's a really nice project,
Thank you.
really
Mhm.
straightforward, and I always like to see people actually under pressure, like you working through the things. That tells me that you've actually spent some time with Ross, because you know what you have to do to recompile, to do everything. And you quickly understood and saw, oh, I have the two things in the same launch. But at the same time, I recommend for you to stay structured and with a decision, right? Because this can quickly move to a giant wormhole. So
Mhm.
you have to have them separated, your launch files, in order to not have this issue where the nodes are stepping on each other's toes. Uh, but other than
Sure.
that, Hernando, is a really nice presentation, and
Thank you.
yeah, congratulations.
Thank you.
All right. So that is it for us, guys. Now we saw two things from Hernando. We saw the implementation of the basics in the previous presentation of ROS2 nodes, topics, subscriptions, actions, and services. And now we saw a NAV2 implementation with some applications on top. So I invite everyone else to do the same that Hernando did here in order to learn about ROS2 navigation and ROS2 basics and showcase what you've learned in these presentations. So thank you everyone for watching, and thank you, Hernando, again for showing us
Thank
your
you.
project. We'll see you next time. All right, bye-bye. Okay, cool.